Welcome dear students. Today we are going to start the next chapter in business studies, that is organizing. We have learned all the different concepts from the first function of management, planning. The next managerial function is organizing. So we are going to learn in detail what are the different concepts coming under organizing. So organizing is yet another function which is a continuation of the planning. So after planning all the activities to be undertaken in future, the management will organize all the elements. So organizing is a dynamic process. It involves steps like identifying and grouping of the work, the whole work in an organization to be performed by the entire members, and defining and delegating responsibility and authority to the members in the organization. Also, establishing relationship for the purpose of enabling people to work effectively for the achievement of organizational objectives. So, we can break the statement into three: identifying and grouping of the whole work in an organization. So, first of all, organizing involves identification of the different works to be performed by the workers in an organization. So, when we take examples of small scale organization or large scale organization, there will be lot of different works to be performed by each individual workers in an organization. So, it will be as per the special skills of the workers. We have to identify the work and group the work under different heads or departments. That is the first task. After that, we have to give a suitable name, that is defining and delegating responsibility and authority. You know very well, authority vested in the top level management, and the responsibility comes from the lower to upper limit. So we have to define what are the responsibilities of each workers and how the authority is flowing from top to bottom. And we have to express in clear terms what is the exact relationship between the top level managers and the lower level workers, and how the relationship is moving from top to bottom. So all these concepts coming under the term organizing. So once again, organizing is the process of identifying and grouping the work to be performed, defining and delegating responsibility and authority, and establishing relationship for the purpose of enabling people to work most effectively together to accomplish the organizational objectives. So the concepts related to introduction or the meaning of organizing is very clear from this explanation. We are moving to how the different points shows the importance of organizing is essential in an organization. So the importance of organization. So without planning, nothing is happening. And also without organizing all the activities in an organization, there is also nothing happens. So for the efficient management of all activities in an organization, organizing is very essential. So every time organizing builds efficiency in management, which is very much necessary for the performance of all other functions of management. You know very well all other functions like planning, staffing, directing, and controlling. So it is very essential for the better performance of all these activities. You know very well, without the combination or the proper coordination of all these activities, the organization is not able to achieve its objectives. So, poor organization may result in duplication of work and efforts, and some of important operations may be left out, and it never support the organization to achieve the objectives. So, we need not poor organization, the best organization, and all the elements are coordinated with the support of the function organizing. Then only better organization will help for the optimum utilization of all the resources in an organization. So, first point is related to efficiency of management. Efficient management is possible only through proper organizing of all activities and all elements in an organization. I think the idea is very clear for you. Remember the point, efficient management. Next one is enhances abilities. You have to think how organizing enhances abilities and whose ability is enhanced or increased. Here, with proper division of work, people become more specialized and enhance their abilities, which not only improves their skill, but also helps to company to achieve the organizational objectives. For example, in a school, one teacher who is taking class in social science, but her subject is science. Are you thinking it is effective? Or she can bring maximum ability in the organization? You have to think about it. Only teachers having a specialization in social science can take the class in social science, and who is able to take maths class in is efficient in maths can take the maths classes. So you have to think about it. That is another point indicated in organizing. Every time organizing involves an important element. Division of after identifying all the work will be divided to all people in the organization after analyzing their abilities, their specific skills. So automatically that will enhance the abilities of the workers. So organizing is very important for the enhancement of skill of workers. And the next point is coordination and communication. So after identifying all the work, we will divide the work into different specific areas under different departments. And not only dividing the work into different departments, organizing involves its proper coordination through effective communication. So, organization is an important means of bringing coordination among the various departments of the enterprise. It creates clear-cut relationship between the departments and helps in laying down balanced emphasis on various activities. So every time organization helps for the coordination of all the activities of different departments in an organization, and it also improves opportunity for providing the channel of communication for the coordination of activities among different departments, and these synergies which develops helps the company in achieving their objectives. So organizing helps for effective coordination of activities of members and all departments through proper channels of communication. So it is another point that indicates organizing is very important for the achievement of organizational objectives effectively. So we are moving to the next concept of importance of organizing, that is growth and diversification. You know very well the term growth and diversification, how it influences the organization. So sound organization, in an organization, if it is effective, it helps in the growth and expansion of each enterprises by facilitating its efficient management, and sound organization always helps in keeping the various activities under control and increase the capacity of the enterprise to undertake more activities. You know very well, when we are identifying each and every element in an organization and bringing them in a systematic order under each department, and creating better relationship among all these departments activities will help very positively for the growth and expansion of the organization. So remember the points. So without organizing, we can move ahead to achieve growth and diversification. So remember, every time effective organization of all activities under control, which will help for the higher level of achievement in the organization. And next one is flexibility to change. You remember the organizing function in an organization always helps for accepting the changing business environment. So, sound organization helps itself to change easily and quickly as per the changing business environment. Flexibility helps the company to remain competitive in the marketplaces. You know very well, we are facing through different natural calamities and health diseases like corona and lot of diseases are happening. You know very well, it affect the business field also, business environment also. So, depending upon these type of changing conditions, also the change in government rules affect sometimes positively or negatively, but only with the support of proper organization, we can adopt all these type of changes in an enterprise. So remember, organizing helps makes flexible, adaptable to the changing business environment by creating and arranging resources in proper manner. And the next one is it helps for the optimum utilization of human resources in an organization. Not only human resources, all the resources in an organization. As we learned earlier, optimum use of all resources is possible when we arrange, when we organize all the materials, maybe human materials or non-material resources in systematic order. So, sound organization matches the job with the individual and vice versa. It ensures that every individual is placed on the job for which he or she is best suited, and this helps in better use of individual working in the enterprise. So, organization process involves fixing the right person for right job through proper recruitments. How it is happening? So only specialized skilled persons are appointed in each area. That is also another important area coming under organizing, which involves and which helps for the effective utilization of human resources. So remember, and the next one is organizing always stimulates, motivates innovation and creativity. You know very well, it is very essential for the survival and growth of the organization to be innovative and creative. So, those organizations having innovative and creative talented employees, they can bring maximum achievement of organizational objectives. So, organization always stimulates these innovative and creative efforts of workers. So, an efficient organization provides reasonable freedom and empowerment to the people and gives sufficient room for decision making. So, this helps people to bring innovative ideas and creative ideas in the workplace. So, these are the points that indicates importance of organizing in an organization. So, without all these points explains in detail, without organization, we can move ahead for the better and efficient achievement of organizational objectives. Hope all the ideas are very clear for you. Any doubts, you just please watch this video again and you can develop your own concepts by reading the textbook contents and also by searching different web pages related to same concept. So we will meet in the next video, that is steps in organizing, very important topic for the board exams also. Dear students, we are moving to the next topic in organizing, that is steps in organization. So it's very easy to learn all these concepts we are moving to very important area. As I told, it is very important from the point of view of the board exam also. So be very careful to watch and hear the explanation to make the concepts very easily. So we are moving to the first steps in organization, that is identification and division of work. Identification and division of work. So identification and division of work, it's very simple process by the different head of an organization. Before dividing the work, they will identify what are the different work involved in each department. Involved in each department. So we will start from the top to the lower and analyze in detail. The total work to be done should be divided into specific jobs. So after identifying each and every task, it will be divided. You know very well the principle division of work. So division of work helps to bring specific talents by the workers to achieve the organizational objectives effectively. So after identifying the work, it will be divided into specific jobs as according to the predetermined plans. Then management must ensure that all the activities required to achieve organizational objectives are identified and divided into each individual workers as per their specific skills. So the management, what is the job of management? They have to ensure all the activities in an organization is identified, and the activities which are essential for the achievement of organizational objectives are identified, and it is divided into each worker, assigned to each worker after analyzing the skill of each worker. So the first step in organizing is identification and division of work. Simple, you just think about you. When you start an organization, how you will divide the whole work? Definitely, you will divide the work after identifying how many workers are there, how much work is involved. After identifying the skill of each worker, you will assign. So, if you want to appoint a person to operate computer tasks, you will find who is best person will work very quickly and with maximum speed to perform the computer task. So that is identification and division of work. And next step is departmentalization. What is departmentalization? You know very well the term department, which involves certain sub jobs. So after identifying each work, we will divide and bring the work according to its similarity into each section or division, or it is known as department. So you know very well different departments will be there in an organization, like the production department, purchasing department, sales department, financial department, marketing department, human resource department. So, depending upon the similarity and related jobs, it will divided and arranged into larger units, and that units are the departments or divisions or sections, and the process is known as departmentalization. What is the use of this process? It facilitates specialization. So in each department there will be one head who will control the entire workers in an organization and who is able to tackle the problems related to activities coming under that particular department, and the departments are linked together and independent. They are linked together but they are independent. interdependent. Okay, so remember all the works will be divided and categorized into different departments is known as departmentalization. The second process in organizing. And the next one is after dividing the workers into different categories or departments, the head of the organization will assign duties. Duties means tasks. So define the work of different job positions and allocate work accordingly to each workers. Then once departments are formed, the department is placed under the charge of an individual like a marketing manager, HR manager, finance manager, etc. Then jobs are assigned to an individual best suited to perform it. So, as I said, one person who is able to operate the machines will get the task. If he is not able, will get another task where he can or she can perform. So, when the duties are assigned, we have to look at the qualification of the workers, experience of the workers, ability and the aptitude of the people, and we have to match the quality of each worker with their duties. So, assignment of duty is very essential to perform. When we assign the duties, we have to look at the factors like qualification, experience, ability, and aptitude of people. So, you know very well, when we have interest to perform such a duty, we will give maximum, our 100% effort to bring better result. And the last process in organizing is establishing reporting relationships. Establishing a reporting relationship. So, without proper relationship between the superior and subordinates, nothing is going to happen. So, after assigning the duties, there should be a rule or policy that who is obedient to whom. So, granting request authority to enable employees to perform the job satisfactorily. Also, superior subordinate relation between different people and job position should be created. So, it will enable everybody to know from whom he or she is to take the orders and to whom he or she is issued orders and responsible. So also they have to make a management hierarchy, means a chain of command from the top manager to the individual at the lowest level. So there will be better working in the organization through all these efforts. So remember, establishing a reporting relationship means creating a better relationship to work together from superior to subordinate, from top to bottom in a proper hierarchical order. So these are the four important steps involved in organizing process. Hope all the processes are very clear. If there is any doubts, you please comment in my comment box. I will give detailed explanation regarding all the points. Thank you for watching this section. We will meet with next section from the chapter organizing.